And gentlemen, we're live. Hey everybody, it's me, Mike Marino, and welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement every Tuesday night here on the East Coast, all the way down in the real basement where I grew up as a kid. We're going to take these masks off right now. First of all, let's say hello to my guest singing sensation, Vinnie Medugno. Did I say it right?
You did. I'm
I
very
said it right?
proud of you.
Vinnie Medugno, he's in the basement with us tonight, and we could take our mask off because we both have been tested for COVID-19, and once again, I'm negative. You negative?
I am so negative.
He's so negative. You know why he says it like that? He told me before when he came down to the basement. We met for the first time just a little while ago at my front door. He comes to the front door. Now, anybody on the East Coast...
Which, by the way, I left my mother's basement tonight to come to your mother's basement, and it's oddly similar.
Go figure. Nothing like Italian people on the East Coast with similar basements. You not only that do we have similar basements, we probably have similar food in the basement,
Absolutely.
similar people in the basement.
And similar people under the floor of the basement. But
He
that's
said
another
it,
story.
I didn't. There's nobody under the floor in this basement, that I remember. We put them in the walls, not the floor. All right, so we got that out of the way. We're both criminals. Vinny comes over tonight, and the first thing he's got to do is cut through the snow. With 3 feet of snow on the East Coast. Folks, it's not a joke. I don't know what it's like in Staten Island. He drove over here from Staten Island.
It's like the Arctic right now, Mike. If I had to give you a little bit of a scene, you had about 1.5 feet of snow the other day, and then Super Bowl Sunday, almost another foot of snow. People fight in Staten Island for parking spots. They put garbage cans and cones. My house is one of them. People know. My mother stands there with her apron on with the wooden spoon. Don't park there. And that's not even like joking. I'm serious. While she was making meatballs on Sunday, she was watching by the door for people that were pulling up in front of the house because the spots were dug out.
This is fantastic. I'm watching him talk. Right now, I'm homesick and I'm in my home. We're going to have to explain to some of the people out there who aren't exactly 100% Italian that this doesn't mean your hands are cold.
No.
This means you're rolling a meatball.
How many chop meats?
Actually, you might want to thicken up your hands.
Yeah. How many chop meats, though?
Well, I guess it depends on your dialect.
Yeah, you gotta. It's the 3. You gotta do the beef, the pork, and the veal.
I don't know if my mother did veal.
Oh, it's the best.
I don't know if my mother did veal. My Aunt Joan down the block does the veal. She does do 3 meats. One of my favorite things about meatballs is I like a lot of garlic and I like a lot of bread.
Perfect.
I like my meatballs
No
soft.
pinoli nuts and no
Who
raisins,
the fuck
right?
does that?
Oh, please.
But see, that's the dialect. See, that's a lot of shit that people don't understand.
That's right.
I would never have a pinoli nut in my
Absolutely
meatball.
not.
My
No.
mother never did that. There's some people put raisins in their meatball.
Yeah. Do you fry them before you put them in the gravy too?
Yeah, yeah.
You got it.
He said gravy.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
gravy.
Yeah.
That could have been a whole nother argument. You see how this show never has a
Come
rhythm?
at me.
We've had, and you probably heard this most of your life, the battles between whether we call it sauce or gravy. And my mother always said gravy, and here we
Yeah,
are in
I
the
don't even want to tell you what my mother's apron says.
What?
It's fucking gravy.
It's fucking gravy? That's okay. You can say that. I got my mother's apron. I got 4 of my mother's aprons in this house. I keep them as a memento. And we were talking about antiques when you first came into the house. So I have a lot of the aprons, my grandmother's aprons, and one really old one that belonged to my great-grandmother, who didn't speak English at all. She had a mustache and a beard. It was gorgeous.
Love it.
Sexy. You ever look at pictures of old people when they were young? They still looked old.
Those are my kind of Italian women, but
Yeah.
they're not around no more.
No, they're not. Their shoes, they had these ugly shoes. And it looked like it was so painful. But they were at the ready because if you did something wrong, that shoe was coming off and it's coming at your head. And they had
And they had great aim.
great aim.
Sideways.
Yeah, sideways. When they threw that shoe, somehow the heel is going to hit you in the head.
Absolutely.
No warm up in the bullpen, just a throw. But anyhow, we got off our little social topic for coming down here in the basement. It's nice to know that he comes from a basement too, which makes me feel good because I know I'm on track of saying live from my mother's basement.
Perfect.
Because this is the place to be. This is where the food was. This is where the family was. This is where the games was. The kids played. And if it snowed and you were done playing in the snow, you came in the back door, you came right down to the basement, you took everything off and you throw it in the dryer.
Because if you went upstairs on the wood floors with wet shoes on, You were gonna have a
You
wet
would
ass.
slip and fall and break your ass. So you would have a wet ass.
That's right.
You didn't have a wet front too, because you're gonna piss your pants when you get slapped in the ass.
That's right.
Wow, that brought back a lot of memories. When Vinnie came over tonight, I had to go to the front door because I didn't want anything to happen, because I ran out of salt. I was giving it to my neighbors. There's some senior citizens in this area, and everybody helps each other.
And we should take care of our elderly, especially with the current situation going on in the world, that they're not able to go out, and the weather. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially, well, of course, COVID-19, but the weather, especially around here. Now, I don't know what it's like in Staten Island, but if you got 1.5 feet, we seriously had 3 feet.
I believe it.
Never seen 3 feet. They said the snow was a record-breaking high, and then to add insult to injury, after we snow plowed with the blowers and the shovels and the salt, it snowed on Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know what the hell that is. I do it this way.
I know, yeah. I just didn't want to put it in front of your face.
He put a twist to his. Looked like he broke his arm. Super Bowl Sunday, it snowed. And my father's 2 doors down. He was by himself, but he had the meatballs and the gravy and the sausage, and he was supposed to come over to share with me, but he couldn't.
That's because it would have been a snowy day in hell if Tom Brady didn't walk away with another ring.
Oh, well, I guess he's a Brady fan.
Big
I'm
time.
a Brady fan. As far as I'm concerned, I was more interested in watching the halftime show. I'm like, okay, let's have some entertainment, old school style. I'm an entertainer, you're an entertainer. I wanted to see a big show. I'm not impressed.
See, I thought the simplicity of it for the year we had was what made it decent. And I liked his wardrobe. I got to say, it was old school. And I liked that they had the orchestra on the stage, whether they were real playing or not. I liked seeing the instruments. And I liked the simplicity of the production.
Well, I guess what I didn't like is the masks and what the hell were they wearing?
That's because of his whole current music video project that's out right now, exposing Hollywood for always trying to make themselves look perfect with the plastic surgery. I had a whole discussion with my students about this morning in production class, and pretty much what it was even though it looked like everybody was wearing jock straps across their face, it was to cover up from facelift surgeries.
Well, hey, I've heard about the Hollywood crap all my life, and who's good looking, who's not good looking. I've never changed a thing. I'm just as good looking as can be.
Fine wine,
I don't
my
change
friend.
the fine wine. I'm winding down. I mean, I like I wanted to see Springsteen in concert. I want to see Madonna. I'm from the '80s. I wanted to see Prince.
Some of the best halftime shows ever.
Yeah,
Kiss. Gene Simmons
Yeah.
spitting blood
Why
all over
not?
the place.
All right, well, that's just. But I'm glad that the Super Bowl actually, let's say, brought people together for one day, brought some joy to the world. Hopefully, now we could start entertaining again in front of massive audiences, and they'll open up the Broadway, and they'll open up the Madison Square Garden, and they'll open up comedy clubs and venues so that we
Yeah.
can get on stage the way we're supposed to.
People need to pick me up now.
I'd like somebody to pick me up. Valentine's Day's coming around. I'm single.
Come on.
Pick me up. Pick me up.
Come on, sausage and peppers.
Little sausages and peppers. That's what my mother used to say all the time. When you meet the right girl, you'll know, because she makes a good meatball and nice sausage and peppers. I'm like, how's that?
And my mother says too, if she ever wears white shoes, you better make sure they're clean. Because if the white shoes are not clean, I don't need to finish the sentence. This is what my mother says. So now, first time I meet a girl,
That's actually really funny.
I look
like
down at the shoes. If the shoes are not clean white, something else ain't
Imagine
clean.
you actually said that. Sweetheart, do you mind showing me your shoes?
I have.
I want to know what type of girl you are. Show me the shoes.
That's probably why I'm 34 and single.
Are you 34?
Yeah.
Me too.
All right.
My birthday was February 2nd. I'm 35. I lied.
There you go.
All right, so this is fantastic.
It was really February 2nd?
Yeah.
Happiest and healthiest.
Yeah, I had
Aquarius. See, Aquarius and Geminis get along.
You're an Aquarian?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini. March?
May.
May.
May 30th.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know when that was. For some reason or other, I'm Gemini. Gemini. What am I thinking of? Pisces.
Okay.
Pisces.
But they
the
say the
fish.
Aquarius and the Gemini are the two.
One of the largest amounts of people in the entertainment business are Aquarians.
Yes.
We're big, deep thinkers and, I don't know, thespians.
That's a great
Some
word,
shit
thespian.
like that.
Isn't that a great word?
It's a great word now. When I was a kid going to the American Academy, they called me a thespian. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's an insult
Wait a
on
minute.
my block.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean? No, it doesn't. There's probably an acronym for it. We got to find out what the acronym is. So Vinnie comes down, comes over the front door. I ran out of salt because I was taking care of the driveways around the block. So what did I do? I took salt, like salt and pepper.
That's what you gotta do.
I put salt because salt actually burns the
Yes,
ice.
I know. It's
somehow.
the best.
And I didn't want anything to happen, so I greeted him at the door like a gentleman. And Vinny came down with his friend Diane, and we could say that, right?
Sure.
So Diane's over here, and she said that she's a bartender, but she didn't want to come behind the bar and make us some cocktails. And the both of us are drinking water, yet we do have 3 beautiful bottles of wine. We'll pop one open maybe in a little while.
Because you can't go to somebody's house empty-handed. That's a sin where I come from.
It's funny. Is it the way Italians are brought up, or is it a specific type of family that brings you up? You can't go anywhere without bringing them something.
I was considering stopping and getting you cannolis from the best bakery in Staten, Italy. But I said, you know what I'll do? I'll get him those when we do the show together.
Well, maybe you should go back to that deli, because I wouldn't mind going for. Actually, I'm really not big into cannolis. That was never my thing. I don't like pinoli nuts. I don't like cannolis. I like Krispy Kremes.
So do I.
I gotta be honest.
I mean, I've literally
you can chime in if you want to.
I've literally driven her to
Krispy
the
Kreme?
Krispy Kreme in Times Square. We went.
Times
we went.
Square.
Yes, it's the best now to go because nobody's out. The city
Oh.
shut down. The cop said this to me last week. Park it right there. Put the hazards on. Don't even put nothing in the meter. Keep the heat running. We went inside. The drive from Staten Island to Times Square. Mike, my hand to God, 15 minutes. We were there. The guy says, go in. I'll watch your car. We went in. I came out with 2 dozen donuts, mugs. I love Krispy Kreme. I'm like a Krispy Kreme crackhead.
Yeah.
I got every kind of Krispy Kreme under the sun, and we were back at that.
They know your name.
Yes, it's true. Yeah,
That is absolutely hilarious.
Hi, my name is Vinnie. I have a problem. Krispy Kreme knows my name.
For so many years, anybody who would go into New York City would think, let's go on a Sunday afternoon. We'll drive in, we'll do what we want, we'll drive out because there's nothing going on. But nowadays, because of COVID, you can go to certain areas in New York and get out of your car and walk around because there's nobody there.
It's the best. I parked in Times Square, and I didn't have to put a quarter in the meter. I felt like I took back my city.
You know, it's funny. We say it's the best, but deep down, we kind of wish the people were all there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
See all the people writing into the show right now?
Absolutely.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? There's my cousin, Billy. Sal, I get 50 G's a pop. What does that mean? Oh, they're probably talking to each other.
Oh, that's it. Patty Mazzabilio. She's making deals.
Don't even talk to us. Talk to each other. Well, that's fantastic. I asked Vinny to come on the show because he and I are going to be entertaining together. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute.
See, people, let me just give you a little word of advice. When somebody's live, don't call their phone.
Well-
My family does that too. They call the phone, it interrupts the broadcast. People miss things at home. Stuff gets bumped.
That's my brother Paul, who is also a musician. And I don't know why he's calling, but he's actually going to be doing a show on February 18th. He's entertaining, and maybe you'd like to go down there. We'll watch the show.
Where is it?
Throw you up on the stage and do a guest song or something like that. He's going to be at Bar Anticipation at 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock in Belmar, New Jersey.
Belmar.
And it's a great town.
Yes.
And they're starting to let people into the bar, so this could be a good night for us to go down there and maybe just shoot the shit. Every once in a while, I am an entertainer's entertainer. I go watch and support other entertainers. I watch other comedians. I watch singers. I like to go to Broadway. I like to go just enjoy myself.
That's the one thing I've missed most. And it's so sad going back to the whole Krispy Kreme thing, driving in the city, the fact that you could park in front of a Broadway theater during primetime hours of what would be a Broadway show and the lights just off. You know?
All except one light.
The ghost light.
The ghost light.
That's right.
They did a whole segment on the ghost light. And all the theaters have the one little ghost light.
That's right.
Isn't that sad?
And it's still plugged in Staten Island at the St. George Theater.
Is that right?
Yep. It's never off.
Isn't that
We
wild?
even virtually did our Christmas show this year, and we did a scene from the ghost light.
I just got the chills because today I got an email from the St. George Theater saying that now I've been bumped till October 15.
Yes.
We're going to do the show there on October 15, and then they did an Instagram tonight to say that we
Of
were
us.
broadcasting.
Yeah,
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, that's my home away from home, St. George Theater. I'm all about that
We
place.
were there, well, 4 postponements.
Yeah.
4.
17 years strong. I do a residency at Christmas with their Christmas show.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit, you might have to just do the show with me.
Why not? We'll have some fun.
I had no idea.
Absolutely.
Vinnie and I got together over the phone because of another entertainer. His name is Vinnie. No, Michael.
Michael.
Shit, I
Michael
almost fucked that up.
Martocci.
Michael Martucci. How do you say his name?
Martocci.
Martocci.
Who I bet you didn't know was Frank Sinatra's godson.
Yeah, he talks about that.
Yeah.
I know about Michael's relationship with Frank Sinatra. So why don't we just talk on that for a minute?
I love Michael. Michael's a class act. I've known Michael since I'm probably in my 20s. And when I was working on CBS FM with Joe Causey, we would produce disco shows at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank. And, you know, I was Joe's assistant and producer in the studio. So we would work with all the artists. And then lo and behold, as I started to come up more in my own performing and stuff, Michael and I have always stayed in touch. I host a lot of his disco shows, a lot of his freestyle events. And then here we go, where he starts doing the Sinatra thing. Let me tell you something. The man's voice is stellar. There are many people that sing Sinatra, but I won't sing a Sinatra song because of Michael. You know, so many people, like, they want to do Sinatra songs and whatnot. You close your eyes, you're listening to Frank Sinatra, especially that he's Frank Sinatra's godson. Everything that Frank Sinatra had, I don't know if he passed it down to him, he gave it to him. Michael's a superb talent, and he's an all-around phenomenal guy.
Yeah. Wow, that's really fantastic that you, there he is writing in, and there so is Eddie Sessa. Michael came at me, I guess, about a year and a half ago because I had done the Count Basie in Red Bank, and he heard about my work and what I was doing, so he asked me if I wanted to share the stage with him on a Christmas special that he was doing, and I didn't know him at that time. So I said, yes, absolutely. I love doing that type of old school Frank Sinatra Rat Pack thing with comedy and song. And when I got down there, man, oh man, he had a 22-piece orchestra. He had the sax player from the Billy Joel band.
That's right.
He had Bill Spadia from 101.5.
And all of these guys love him because he's that great of a guy.
Yes, he put on one hell of a show, and I was happy to be on the stage with him. And then when I walked out on stage, I'm like, this is for me? Wow. It created the whole big thing. And so that was a lot of fun. Then we did some more shows together, and then he told me about you, and then we're going to be doing a show together, and we're going to tell everybody about how they can come and see it.
It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a lot of fun now that we're hanging out like this on my podcast. Vinnie, obviously, like I said in the beginning, drove out from Staten Island, which is about, I don't know, a half hour.
Yeah, not even. It was really a pleasure to get here.
From Staten Island, New York, and I told him he had to be careful coming in the front steps because I was putting regular salt on the staircase, and I'm happy that you came down. While he was coming over, of course, I was watching the news, and they were talking about the vaccine and how there's not enough, then there is enough. Then there's a new one, might be a good one, might not be a good one. My dad got one, but the half of the one. What are you going to do? Now, we got tested. I've been testing. Everybody comes on the show. There's the rapid test, the not so rapid test, the slow test.
The other day, they got a little too personal with me. I don't know. I felt like they went so deep, my eyeballs popped out. I felt like the test was coming out from behind me. But lo and behold, it was like it took 2 days for my nose to just chill out. Like literally, I felt it. You feel the pressure. They really violate. They jam it up. Like all the aggravation from their childhood, they take it out on your poor nasal cavity.
Yeah. I was wondering the same thing because when I went to go get the test, I'm like, aren't you a dentist?
You start getting liquids coming out you never knew you had existing. I'm like, that's my special brain juice right there coming out.
Hey, we're going to just read one thing real quick because there's a paragraph coming in. We're going to take questions in a little while. There's a booker, Arlene Lubman. She books a lot of shows. But Dixie, this show is so wonderful for all of the beautiful memories and stories that you share. Well, thank you so much. We're glad that you said that. we're going to continue on doing this show, and I think, wow, there's way too many paragraphs. Vinny, as you know, my closest friend is Yankee
Roy White.
Roy
legend.
White.
This is
who is
Marie
great friends
Bauer.
with
He's an
Michael
amazing guy.
Martucci. Both Roy and I are planning on coming to your show. Roy White!
Yes. The
wow.
Roy White.
I know who Roy White is, and
Yeah.
guess why I know who Roy White is?
Why?
I'm friends with his daughter.
6 degrees of separate. You and I just have too many connections.
But
here.
I haven't seen Roy White's daughter. I can't even think of her name off the top of my head since 1986. I wonder if she's even going to remember me. We used to have a beach house, and we had these big, big parties. And I
He's
remember
telling me
she
the original
came to
cast of the
show.
Jersey Shore, right? there.
That is out of control. Why would we be getting this from Roy White?
Because you got that right there.
What, Jesus?
Oh yeah,
You
that's
saw
another
Jesus?
thing that makes every Italian household a staple. Look, it's even poor Jesus. Look at him. And now people that follow me that are watching, they know my love for Jesus. Every house has Jesus looking that way. Perfect. Every Italian house, at least.
Well,
Roy White's daughter's name is Lorena.
oh my God. Tell Lorena, if anybody's watching, Michael Marino from Belmar, New Jersey says hello. God, that's got to be 1984, 85. It was so long ago. I don't even remember how I found out that it was Roy White's daughter. Maybe she said so. Holy smokes. And here I am with a collection of baseball bats all around the house.
Absolutely.
Somebody gave me an antique baseball bat from the early 1900s. It's over there in that tube.
But you don't need to know why he has baseball bats around the house unless you try.
No, the truth is, I don't know about you, but when I was 16 years old and you got your driver's license, your father handed you a baseball bat.
Absolutely.
He said, put this in the front seat of your car. Somebody gets out of hand, you hit him with the walk-and-tall stick.
So when I started driving, it was the club.
The club, I
We didn't
remember
even
the
use
club.
the club.
It went
because,
across the wheel.
Right.
You didn't put it across the wheel. You kept it over here.
Right.
To crack somebody.
Exactly.
Man, oh man. This is my great-grandmother's. So my father grew up with this in his bedroom. And when he did something wrong, my grandmother would say, now you go pray to Jesus. And this would scare the living shit out of you.
Wow, this is beautiful. It
How
almost
scary
looks
that is.
brand new.
Doesn't it?
It's beautiful.
Look, I guess we get
I really am a lover of all things Christ. So
Come on.
no
It's a
sacrilege
photo
intended.
session live. 3, 2, 1.
I just love the work on that.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, there's a lot of antiques in this house.
That's right too.
I can't believe Roy White.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're
Is he
doing a big
alive?
thing. We're doing a big thing with Roy White Foundation. He's got a foundation. Yeah, he's alive.
He's alive?
Yes, next April. They got postponed again. I'm going to be hosting a show. I'm going to invite you to that one too. That one you got to come to.
Roy White
you gotta-
Foundation.
yeah, you got to look it up.
All right, we're going to make that happen.
The Roy White Foundation needs Mike Marino.
My aunt gave me a threaded pipe. We won't even get into that. All right, so let's move on to some subject matter. We're having a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining us down in the basement. Now, everybody who watches the show knows that mostly every Tuesday night, there's a guy who comes down here. His name is Johnny Salami. And to this day, we really don't know if his last name is Salami or if he has another name. A lot of Italians have nicknames, and you never know why. I know a guy, they call him Tony Toupee. They call him Tony Toupee because he's wearing a toupee. That's understandable. But why do we call him Johnny Salami? He don't smell like salami. He don't look like salami. I don't even think he eats salami.
Well, that's a good thing.
But he doesn't tell me whether that's his name or not. But he usually comes down here and he brings us some food. We eat on the show and we laugh a little bit about his place, Hero Kings of Nutley. But tonight,
What a funny word, Nutley.
is it not? Isn't it?
Nutley.
Where are you from? Nutley.
Nutley.
You could just tell that if you're from Nutley, New Jersey, you're probably Italian.
That's it.
Where you from? Nutley.
Al Simone's asking, are you guys Italian?
No, we're faking it.
That's it.
I'm from Kansas. He's from Kentucky.
That's it.
Well, let's I'm going to talk more about your career
Sure.
and what's going on and how gracious it is that you came down here with some albums and some of our friends that we have in common, like my cousin Billy Greco and the East Coast Music Hall of Fame that we hope takes place this year in Atlantic City.
And then I saw you had another one of my really good friends on your shelf. The cassette tape, too, nonetheless.
Oh, all right.
Peter
You say.
Lemongello.
That is out of control.
Love 76. Do I love you? Don't you know by now?
Holy shit.
On the shadow of a doubt.
I wish he was watching the show
Oh, he'll
right
get the
now.
clip, I'm sure.
My cousin is Peter Lemongello, and
And that's his real last name, people.
Lemongello, yes. He has a lot of family members still alive. They're all out in Florida.
And
But
Long Island.
Long Island, Jersey City. His brother was a professional bowler.
Yes.
His cousin was a professional baseball player. And they're spread out through the United States now. But Peter is retired, and his son's doing some singing as well. And they're all out in, I believe, Boca Raton.
Yes. He's very, very close. He hobnobs with Connie Francis quite often.
Yes, I've met Connie Francis a couple times because of Peter.
Love her.
I also met a lot of Peter's friends, and fortunately enough, as an entertainer being on stage with a lot of singers, everybody crisscrossed and said, "Oh, you know Peter?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, he's my cousin." And then we got to share the stage together a lot of times. We did the Crest Theater. We did something in Atlantic City. We did the Boca Black Box. I'll be at the Boca Black Box on April 10 and 11 for my Florida friends.
So make sure your Canasta Club is going to see him.
Canasta clubs.
Bring him some Krispy Kremes.
We got a 3 o'clock in the afternoon matinee. I'm gonna go out there for Easter. I'm gonna pack the place. Hey.
That's it. The letters are coming in from Canasta players now all across. That's it. Cancel culture.
I don't think half the people even know what the hell we're talking about.
I know.
All right.
That's it.
So you're a singer. But
Yeah.
you started in radio.
Yeah, I kind of do both.
Oh, you
Right?
still
You
do
know, one hand
radio?
washes the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked part-time at CBS FM. I've done some stuff with Sirius XM with a guy named Cousin Brucey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And now I work freelance at times to come in and do special broadcasts with the 77 WABC, the legendary WABC radio. They brought back music on the weekends.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah. So I got to help
WABC.
kick that off on the 4th of July. Did a great show interviewing a lot of my friends, all legends in music, from Frankie Valli to Felix Cavalieri to Tommy James and Tony Orlando, and so many different legends in oldies music, which is the genre that I love to perform, because anything past 1990 to me sucks as far as music, you know.
So you actually have an old school soul, because
Oh,
to be
yeah.
34 and to know Cousin Brucey, because when I was a kid, that was the thing. Cousin Brucey Morrow.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
And
Cousin Brucey!
yeah,
Hey,
I
cousin.
remember that. I was young,
Yeah.
so he's been around a long time.
Yep.
And to know Peter Lemongello and to like this type of music, this is really, really wonderful. And so tell me about these albums.
So my first project, Happy Heart, was just a compilation of all stuff that I put together from like a little bit of the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, just stuff that I grew up loving. And I wanted to piece it together for people to enjoy and take them back. I called it Happy Heart because those are the songs when I was a kid that always embodied what a happy heart feels like on a Sunday, when you're smelling the gravy being cooked and you got the family coming over and your mom's playing all that good music in the background. That's the stuff. That's literally the soundtrack of my childhood. Then when I started working with Bruce, because my brother was his producer and he needed an opening act at the San Gennaro Feast one year, it called me up and invited me to go do it. And he prominently was on the 60s channel on Sirius, 60s on 6. So the second CD is all my favorite 60s songs. And, you know,
This one?
yeah, some good stuff on that one. And now I've been...
Hold on, Silhouettes of the Six.
Yeah, because, you know, silhouettes are things that are shadows that pass you by. And I always like to come up with these creative titles, and that's what that is. And
Where can everybody get this?
my website, VinnieMedugno.com/music. And for everybody who purchases those, I also send them a free Christmas CD. Because my nickname for 40 days of the year is Mr. Christmas.
Mr. Christmas. You love Christmas, huh?
Absolutely. Just a little bit. You know, and that's taken in Red Hook, Brooklyn, that picture.
It's a great picture. Of
Yeah,
course, it
it's
looks like
awesome.
the electric car.
That's what I was going for. So
Yeah.
the fact that you literally said those exact words.
Is that the electric car or a
Yeah, it was a trolley.
streetcar?
It was a trolley. Yeah.
Trolley.
Yeah,
But there's the trolleys that don't have the electric on the top.
correct.
So that's a trolley, and this is a streetcar?
And you loving
I guess
the
there's
old
a-
stuff
Yes.
can appreciate that.
I definitely. Look how badass is that? Almost looks like San Francisco in a way.
And this is an antique suitcase and an
Yeah.
antique radio.
Radio. I love antiques. Send them. I got antiques all over the house. Look at that antique radio. I got 2 more. Somebody was supposed to, I have a Victrola over there, and
love
somebody
it.
was supposed to come and buy it. And they said, but if they bought it, they were afraid if they played albums from today that the needle would be too heavy and it would scratch their albums. I'm like, first of all, I don't know where you're buying albums from today. And if they are from yesterday, why would it be any different? And then they said, well, I won't be able to get any new needles. And yes, it is. Google needle for a Victrola and you can get whatever you want. But you know what? Maybe it was meant to be that I didn't
Correct.
sell it. And I'll keep it myself because I'm listening to these old albums. In fact, there are some Sinatra albums over there and some of your other favorite singers over there like Dean Martin and guys like that. Who am I thinking of? He just turned 90 somewhat years old.
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett. And maybe you'd like to have some of those albums.
Vic Damone, Mario Lanza.
Right.
Great people. Sergio Franchi.
That's what my mother would talk about. My mother would always mention those names.
See?
And then my mother always mentioned Connie Francis, and then I got
Love
to meet
her.
Connie Francis.
Her real name, Maria Conchetta Franconera.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
Think
That I
she's
didn't know.
Italian?
You think? I remember one time I was doing a show with Frankie Avalon.
I've opened for him.
Yeah.
Hey,
and I,
Rena.
yeah, right? And I had to, I figured, I got to rub this guy a little bit. And I said, isn't it funny? There's an Italian guy from the East Coast playing a beach surfer type guy
Right.
in California. How the hell does that happen?
And I'll take it a step further. When I opened for him, we're standing backstage, consummate performer and a professional. He came out of his dressing room to watch me perform. That was awesome. And then after I came off stage, they're calling him to go on, and he's having a whole conversation with me. And the last thing he does, he goes, go ahead, touch it. I said, get out of here. He made me touch his hair, which is not a piece. I'm going to tell you now, Frankie Avalon's hair is not a piece. He's the best. Love him. One of a kind.
Frankie Valli, Frankie Avalon.
Frankie Valli's a great guy,
A lot
too.
of Italians make great entertainers.
That's right.
Great entertainers.
That's right.
So these albums are really great. So if you wouldn't mind one more time, could you tell everybody where they could pick up your work?
Yeah, VinnieMedugno.com/music. And then if you like Italian music, I've been remaking a lot of Italian stuff lately.
Can you actually do that? Like, what is the law of doing somebody else's
As long
music?
as you purchase the rights,
Yeah.
like for a cover, yeah, they get a little cut.
Little piece.
They get a little piece, a little handoff under
hand
the
of the
table.
action.
And then, you make,
And it's okay for you to
some
do it.
scratch too. Absolutely.
See, because I'm doing my new show now, the last Sunday of every month, the Not So Late Show with Mike Marino. And I
For
want
the
to
Canasta
feature...
Club.
Yeah, the Bastard Club. I want to have people on my show that do other stuff. So, of course, I'm going to do sketch comedy. I'm going to have a stand-up comedian.
Jimmy Roselli, too, another great name.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to have singers on the show, but I don't want to get in trouble because they sing somebody else's music. But I don't really... I mean, I love original music, but it would be fun to have these songs on the show.
Oh, it's great stuff. I just put out the other day, and it's doing really well, a remake of Il Mondo, which was made famous by Engelbert Humperdinck.
Ah,
And
he's been in the news lately.
yeah, poor man. I got to meet him when he came to the St. George Theater. And
Is that right?
great man, too. So very sad to see of his wife's passing.
It's so funny. We have all these really cool stories in the entertainment business that people could be unfamiliar with when it comes to what it's like backstage and what it's like to meet either your favorite star or to work with your favorite star and hope that they're actually going to be nice, because a lot of times they're assholes.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And then there's times where you can't believe how nice they are. About 4 years ago, I was filming a comedy special at the Borgata in Atlantic City, and the night I was performing, Tony Bennett was performing in the other theater. So he had 2,500 people. I had 1,000 people. However, to sell out the same night that he was working meant so much to me because I did it. And both our names were up on the marquee. And then the following night was Jerry Seinfeld. So all three names are on the marquee. Well, when Tony Bennett was going to his stage, I was going to my stage. And we walked through the hallway like this. There's catacombs behind the building.
That's right.
That most people don't know about, and there's security all over the place, and they escort the entertainers down these corridors. Now, me being a knucklehead, I want to walk through the audience. I want to see the people, but they have a liability cause, and if somebody does something stupid and you get hurt, you're screwed. So, there's that thing about, I want to go backstage. Well, there's nothing really going on backstage.
No,
it's
it's
kind of
not.
boring, quite honestly. They got snacks.
And a lot of the times it's the catering stuff from the buffet that you guys eat.
You'd have had it anyway.
Yeah. And those corridors are built like that because, especially in those high-end places like the casinos and whatnot, their management believes that the patrons should not have to be subjected to seeing the staff walking through the actual building. So all of those back entrance and exits and alleyways are made so we don't have to see them when we're the patrons.
Yeah, you're actually walking where the people could be
Yeah.
rolling a tray of food.
I've been in a 3-piece suit backstage in Atlantic City, and
Yeah.
there was like, somebody in a slop sink.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, great. Shiny patent leather shoes here. Take it easy.
Well, I walked right by Tony Bennett with my escort, and he had his escort, and I really just went, hi. I really wish I could have said, I don't know if you noticed or not, Mr. Bennett, but I'm on the marquee right next to you. But I didn't say anything.
I got a fun Tony Bennett story for you.
Lay it on us.
So, during the day, I'm a school teacher and partly an administrator. I do school activities, kind of like the cruise director. In high school, it's called coordinator student activities. And I'm sitting in my office one afternoon, I'm working, and I'm got my head down, and all of a sudden I hear on the door. And I didn't look up because usually it's a kid. And, when you work in a school, kids, everything's urgent. Could be like something like a kid's got to go to the bathroom, but they knock on the door because it's urgent. They want your undivided attention. So my head's down, I'm writing in the book, and all of a sudden I hear, still didn't look up, I'm working. And then I hear, excuse me, I understand you're a fan of mine.
Huh?
And that was it. I looked up and it was Tony Bennett. I said, what?
Oh, shit.
And he goes, could you please walk me around the corner to the music room? Our school has a performing arts grant from his foundation, Exploring the Arts. So I got to escort him over to our jazz band playing, have a moment with him, and it was one of the last visits he made for a school. Then COVID happened, and now they just said the other day that he was unfortunately diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yeah.
And they emailed me to send him pictures and video from when he came to the school. So I got to send him a video greeting as well from the school the other day to let him know we're all thinking of him. So Tony Bennett, a humble gentleman. What a gentleman.
I wish I had opened my mouth, but I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think I smell his cologne. That's pretty much it. This is the time we're going to take in a lot of questions. I know a lot of questions. A lot of people out there have some questions for my friend Vinnie. Right now, you see this guy, Robert Quattro. He's the guy I was just talking about prior to the show who gave me the sandwich. Foggia Italian Market and Deli in Lakewood, California. He's the one that gave me the sandwich.
The number 4?
No, that's a different guy.
Oh,
this is the guy
how many sandwiches in England?
I get a lot of sandwiches. This is the guy who gave me the sandwich that had the balsamic vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
I took on stage at the Laugh Factory in
one.
Hollywood. I miss you guys. I want to come back so badly.
Frank Sinatra used to have a favorite sub that he would eat from what's called the Sub Shop in Atlantic City. And even if he was out in L.A., he would have that sub, whenever he felt like it, flown across the country to him.
And that's the trivia question. Do you know the name of that place? Because I saw it, but I don't know the name, and I know what you're talking about.
The Sub Shop.
The Sub Shop. It's called the Sub Shop?
Yeah.
In Atlantic City.
Yeah.
I never went in there.
Oh, it's so good.
I got to be honest with you. It's scary. It's a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
I never went in there.
Yeah, no.
And you want to go in at like 2 o'clock in the morning when the shows are all over.
Yeah, that's probably when you don't want to go in.
The Sub Shop. I never knew what it was called. I always heard about it. And there's an Italian restaurant down there that's in somebody's basement.
Yes.
You have to have like an appointment months out.
That's right.
And I went there once and I remember going, isn't the ceiling kind of low in here? What was that called?
I don't know.
Anybody know the answer? White House Submarine.
Yeah, White House Submarine. That's it. White House Sub. But I think now
White House. Say, look at all the people.
Yeah.
Love you, Vinny. Who's Donna?
Donna is from Florida.
Hi,
She's
Donna.
a follower of all my great stuff. And thank you, Donna. I appreciate all the love.
See? There's my... Joanna Eliano, the White House Sub. Joanna, keep watching the show. We're gonna go for some food. If anybody has any questions right now for Vinny, where he's performing, what he's got going on in his career, right into the show right now. But this is the portion of the show. We do this all the time. We have some food. Tonight's food is something really, really special. I've been doing this thing all the time. I got this. Thank you very much, Diane. We've been doing this thing on the show. What is food of the time? So it's winter. It's really, really cold outside. What is food of the season, of the time?
Scott and beans.
Okay, Scott and beans. Because if you're going to be alone, Scott and beans. is something you should have.
Right.
Okay? Soup.
Yeah.
What else?
A little bit of, lentils.
I don't like lentils. I never eat the lentils.
Did you never run up and down the basement steps and throw them?
I hate
On
lentils.
New Year's Eve?
That's what Italians do on a wedding. Yeah, here's the lentils.
Right. Broccoli and macaroni is good in the
Broccoli
winter.
gavadil.
Yeah, the best. There's no other
I
kind
notice
of
I
pasta.
said gavadil, not cavatelli.
That's right.
Broccoli gavadil.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing this thing where my Aunt Joan has been making me food. And
That
she made
smells
me
heavenly.
Doesn't it smell great?
Yeah.
So she made some stew. Stew, I think, is a good wintry meal. Look at chicken soup, minestrone,
Minestrone's the best.
pasta vajol, pasta vazul. We said, look at that. Look, there it is.
You know what I could tell she put in this stew, though? A little bit of red sauce. That's the trick.
She did. And she said that.
It looks like my mother's.
She said, be careful that there's something in there I could get stuck in my mouth. It's a leaf. What is it?
The bay leaf.
Bay leaf? This is a Ginzo boy.
Basilico.
He's only 30 for Basilico. I remember my mother used to say, get the Basilico. And
That's
you
it.
ran. You're like, oh, I'm going to cry.
That's
Mommy's going to
right.
call a monster.
My father got mad because I killed his garden with, we turned my backyard into a concrete jungle. It's the best. And I had to get pots for his basilico and his tomatoes.
We are going to have some stew. There's some meat in there. There's potatoes in there. There's carrots in there. Green beans. And we have bowls. Show everybody your bowl. This bowl is from the 50s.
Soul's older than
How
me.
pretty. I actually have older bowls upstairs, but believe it or not, you can't use them because they have an illegal substance in the bowls. I forgot what it's called, but you can't put it in the microwave or it'll explode. It's some kind of metal. So that's the bowl. This is older than shit. And I really do remember my mother going like this. You think I'm going to hit you? Wait till your father gets home.
That's right.
Remember that one?
Oh, yes.
I'll bust your ass.
But you know what the truth about it is? My father just used to give us the look with his blue eyes.
Yes.
My mother was really the one.
The look.
The look.
My father bit his lip like this.
Yeah, that's the staple in every Italian dad.
What is... See, a lot of people are asking questions. I'm getting hungry. That's right. You watch this show. I'll make
I could smell the bay leaf.
beef stew. That's right. Beef stew. Aunt Joan is the best. Everybody say hello, Aunt Joan. So we're
Yes, the cupina, Corrado. The cupina.
Scopolini? A what?
The cupina. That's what
is
they used
that?
to hit you with.
So we got some beef going. Did you want a plate?
This is good. Let's dig in.
Now, what should you eat your stew with? A spoon or a fuck? Enjoy it, Mike and Vinny.
I say
I
both.
don't do stew either. Oh, no. Joanna. Joanna is Aunt Joan's daughter.
Joanna don't do stew
She
because
don't
she's a
do
married
stew.
woman.
That's funny. All right. We'll be right back after this commercial break. I've been stumped. I've been stumped by the guest. Sounds delicious. Aunt Joan lives 2 doors down. And what I did today is
Are we digging in?
Yes, go ahead. I shoveled out the driveway and I got paid.
What they pay you with?
Food.
That's the best. The best kind of payment.
You can't pay me money.
Oh, that beef. It's like butter.
Yeah, right?
You ever see when they tell you that? It's like butter. Just falls apart.
Hi, Joan. Spoon. Fork. I'm divorced.
Nice.
Joanna goes, I'm divorced.
They
That's
got
why
a real
she don't eat the stew.
delicious broda in here.
A what?
The broth.
Now's the portion of the show where I asked Vinny if he would like to sing a song.
What would you like me to sing with my mouth full?
Yeah.
You need some Italian bread to sop this up,
I know.
right?
How fucked up is that?
Or, what is this? Yeah, Arlene, you're right. White bread with butter.
Who puts white bread? She's Jewish.
Rorik, right?
Arlene Brief.
Oh, brief?
No, you don't put, you could put garlic bread, yeah. French bread, Italian roll. Donna Tracy's single. Everybody's asking questions. Well, for your friend Donna. I'm single.
Who's Donna?
Well, she went by so fast. You need a nice loaf of bread. That's right, Billy Greco. Where's the Italian bread? Billy, isn't this ironic that I'm sitting down here with an entertainer who knows all about our cousin Peter Lemongello, and of course he's well aware of the East Coast Music Hall of Fame that's going to have its second
I would hope
season
so.
this
I'm
year.
nominated for an award through them.
Oh, all right. Tell us about that.
It's called The Best of the Music Makers.
Right.
They highlight up-and-comings, preserving oldies music. So check them out. Give me a vote. I think the voting ended, but
Maybe this year I'll host the show.
that would be great, Mike.
Or maybe I'll come down there and do a 5-minute guest set. Or maybe I'll play the drums while Vinnie's singing. Crusty sourdough bread. No, we're in New Jersey. There's no such thing as sourdough, Robert. Vinnie, a little caramia.
Caramel wine.
I was going to ask you if you would sing a song, but I didn't
There you
want to
go.
ask you while
Must
we were
we
eating.
say goodbye? Because it's so good, you got to get in my belly. That's why I got to say goodbye.
How many people would like to hear a nice little acapella? Can you do
Each
a...
time we part. Oh, how about this one by my friend Bobby Rydell? Volare, whoa, e cantare, oh. Let's fly way up to the clouds, away from the maddening crowds. We can sing of the glow of a star that I know of, where lovers enjoy peace of mind. Let us leave the confusion and all this illusion behind. Just like birds of a feather, a rainbow together we'll find. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù, boom, boom.
Hey,
Felice, I want some more stew, boom, boom. Thank you. God bless.
what a surprise. That was fantastic. I was going to ask you if you would do a little acapella.
Why not?
Anyway, I didn't mean to ask you while we were eating.
That's all right. That's dinner music.
This guy's so talented he could sing while he has a potato in his mouth.
That's right. I'm surprised they didn't give me agita.
Vinny, sing mozzarella.
Tu sei bella mozzarella. That's a good song.
That's a real song?
Yeah, my friend Charlie P., the singing chef out here in New Jersey. He rolls mozzarella while singing the song.
Hold on now.
But Corrado, if you like Charlie P.'s songs, you should check out my version of Felicita.
Why don't we do it now? Can you, Felicita?
It's on.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
I
on.
would pay Big League Vinny for 55 birthday in March to Florida.
Florida.
You want to?
This
I
much?
think somebody just offered you a job.
This much? I don't know. Florida thinks COVID don't exist, though, sweetie. I'm sorry.
Donna, when's the party? We'll get him
She
out
said
there.
March. I don't know.
Push it back. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And I love how you sing Italian.
Oh, I love to sing Italian.
Look at all the people writing into this show. Hey, everybody. He's
And I
amazing.
hope some of my followers
Great
that maybe
voice.
didn't follow Mike before follow him now. Stay up on Mike.
Mike, have Vinny call me. Yeah, I'm going to give his number to everybody.
Yeah.
I love Felicitata.
Felicita?
Smart ass. You mean him, right? Hi, Linda Pixie.
Love Linda.
I love when people talk to each other.
Linda's a sweetheart. Janet Inamorata. She just heard my new Il Mundo. Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, why don't we lay this down for everybody? Because we're going to get going in a
Tell
little
Vin
while.
to call me if he needs therapy. Deb, you call me if you need therapy.
Debbie is a therapist. She's
Oh,
going to be
that's
on my
great.
show in a
Let me
couple
tell you
weeks.
something. I'm a big advocate for that, especially being a teacher.
Right.
And this is a time right now that a lot of people do need
I'm losing
somebody
my
to
mind.
talk to. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with if you have to talk to somebody, because that means that you actually want to break the cycle of what you're feeling and what's going on. So I'm all for it. I encourage my students to do it. I have many friends that are psychologists that actually give me antidotes to give to the kids in the classroom. And it's good because some of the stuff they've told me and taught me over the years has helped in my own personal moments of things. So yeah, I'm all for it.
I remember when I was younger, whenever I had a problem or I needed to express myself or my emotions, I went right to my mother.
Same.
And I
I
said,
still do.
I say, Mom, the girl I was dating don't want to date me no more. My mother would say, don't worry about it, have something to eat. I said, Mom, my arm hurts. Don't worry about it, have something to eat. So I was always having a problem solved by food. Oh, and ginger ale.
Ginger ale too, yeah.
Ginger
I
ale.
put in a ginger ale.
Remember that?
what
My
Grandma
stomach's
used to say.
upset. Have some
Have
ginger
some ginger
ale.
ale.
I can't see. Have some ginger ale.
Right.
I broke my leg. Have some ginger ale.
One night I had to, like, right here.
Ajita.
My mother goes up, take some brioche.
Remember that?
The brioche. So good.
Brioche.
Yeah.
You know what's really wild? He's only 34 years old. How does he know this shit? But maybe that's a good thing because I'm going to create an entire TV series about the way things used to be. It's called the Marino Project. You guys are going to love this show, and we're going to make sure that we have Vinnie on the show.
I'd love that.
Vinnie and I are going to be doing a performance together on March 27th. Tickets are still on sale right now. We plan on having a full house and a lot of fun. So,
Right.
Vin, why don't you tell us, everybody, about that show and where to get tickets?
So it's at the Mountain Lakes in New Jersey. It's going to be an awesome show because it's produced by Michael Martocci, who has provided safety, social distancing, and great events all throughout the pandemic. You know, I'm a little jealous of you Jersey people because you were able to still have some things.
He said use.
Where in New York, it's shut down. But all
He
kidding
said
aside, you know, the tables are going to be spaced out. It's going to be a great night of music and comedy and two great good-looking Italian guys. What more could you ask for? At the best price of $49. And if you want the VIP experience, it's $59. And you can go to both of our Facebooks for the links. You go to mine right now. You'll see our faces on the flyer. It looks great. And we hope to see you there. And I'll have my CDs with me that night. I look forward to meeting you socially.
How much are your CDs
socially
and
distant, of
DVDs?
course.
How much?
CDs are $10. For everybody that buys a CD, I will probably also give them a free Christmas one because I love to do that. Buy one, get one, and, you know, it is what it is. I did a lot of live singing on Facebook during the shutdown, and people were very good to me. So thank you very much for purchasing my music during the shutdown and being able to go down into my mother's basement and sing at home was a release for me.
I want to go
Because
to
if-
your basement. I
Yeah,
want to
you
go to
got
your
Let me
house.
tell you, you'll love it. There's a big bust of Elvis down there. I got Sinatra on the wall.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good time.
He's got Elvis and Sinatra, and I got Peter Lemongello.
That's it.
Folks, he's talking about a big show that we're going to be doing together on March 27th. It's at a place called The Mansion. The Mansion does a lot of weddings. It's a catering hall.
Mountain Lakes.
But in Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. But they hooked it up for us. They've done many shows there, many comedy shows, COVID-19 safe comedy shows. I think this is one of the first mixes of music and comedy together.
That's right.
So that's definitely going to be March 30.
March 27th.
March 27th, The Mansion, Mountain Lakes, New Jersey at 8 o'clock with Vinnie and myself. Tickets are on sale at the venue. Also on my website, MikeMarino.net, and also on your website.
VinnieMedugno.com and on Facebook at Vinnie Medugno. It's great. It's the night before Palm Sunday. That's a big night in my house. Just going to say, you know.
It's the night before Palm Sunday. Come on, you come out, you get wild with us on Sunday
Then the
morning,
next
you go
day
to
you
church.
go and you repent for everything you did the
repent.
night before.
And you say, hey, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, but Vinnie, he was there. Things got out of hand. I couldn't find Mike. Michael Martucci was like, where'd they go?
Michael Martocci will be walking around with his big Super Bowl Giants ring that's like this big. First time I met him, he didn't even know me from a hole in the wall. He took it off. He goes, here, hold on to that. Thing looked like a doorknob. I'm walking around the Count Basie Theater wearing the Super Bowl ring. The Giants. We became friends ever since.
This lady, Don, is dying for you to come out there. Look, I hear the flights are cheaper now. Come on, Southwest, you can do it. Look him up on the internet. Give him a call.
Donna, I have a great idea. Why don't you come to the East Coast Music Hall of Fame Gala for your 55th birthday?
When is that going to be?
That's going to be right now. It's slated for June in Atlantic City at Harrah's if it's not postponed or pushed again. But not only do you get to see me, maybe you'll see Mike. Tony Orlando's going to be doing a cooking show live. You're going to have so many legends there. Okay, I believe my favorite guy, Jay Black, is up for a possible award.
Cool.
I love Jay Black. He is the voice. And so many other performers are going to be there. You should too.
Billy Greco, United Airlines. Okay, well, this is really fantastic. Let's plug a couple of things, and then we're going to get out of here, and we're going to make sure that we plug
Gee, time
Vinnie.
flies when you really have
I know,
fun.
this is an hour, and it went by lightning speed. The show that I do on the last Sunday of every month, the Not So Late Show with Mike Marino, we are going to find ourselves a hot singer, And I think maybe we should ask Vinnie to come down back to the basement if he would.
It'll be my
and
pleasure.
Join us on that show. It's going to be a little bit different. We're going
Yeah.
to make it like the Tonight Show. And if you're available, we'll make that happen. Also, don't forget, tickets are on sale to watch Vinnie and myself together on stage, music and funny stuff on March 27th, The Mansion in Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. Tickets on sale at MikeMarino.net and also Vinnie's website as well. You could also find more information about the show at the venue itself, The Mansion, or Michael Martucci's website, because he's doing promotions himself.
Yeah, we'll be sharing it. I'll be sharing it now from here on out. And some tables have already sold, so make sure you don't get shut out.
Yes, hopefully. We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of food. Hey, folks, March 11th through March 14th, I'll be at the Tropicana at the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to have a lot of fun, so I hope you guys will come down there in Vegas. Maybe you and I will play Vegas someday together.
That would be
I got a lot of
great.
connections out there. We can make that happen. I'll be at the Count Basie in Red Bank, New Jersey
I love
on
that
March
theater.
20. It's a great theater, and I hope you'll come. In
Yes.
fact, maybe we can add Vinnie to that show, because today we found out that the 7 o'clock show is sold out, and we added the 9:30 show. So not only will I be there at 7 o'clock, I'll be there at 9:30. That's the Count Basie in Red Bank, New Jersey. On March 27th, of course, back on stage with this young man. From there, I'm getting really lucky. I'm going to go out to Florida, Naples, Florida, March 31 through April 4th at the Off the Hook Comedy Club in Naples. Tickets are on sale right now at offthehookcomedyclub.com, also MikeMarino.net. And then I'm going to the Boca Black Box, April 9, 10, and 11. All 3 Boca Black Boxes are in the Boca Raton areas, 3 different shows. Again, social distancing, only 150 people per show. So go on the Boca Black Box for some tickets.
That's it. It's starting to come back now with full force.
We're going to make this shit come back. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to keep on doing what we're doing. We're going to mix up the music with some comedy. It's a lot of fun that way. And maybe one night he'll let me play the drums
Oh, that would be cool.
while he's singing.
That's right.
I know how to fuck up a song. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the greatest film festivals in the nation.
How could you almost miss this?
The Garden State Film Festival, ladies and gentlemen, takes place in Asbury Park, and it's not just live, it's also virtual. I wrote it down somewhere, son of a bitch.
There it is.
March 23 through March 28, the Asbury Park Film Festival. I had a lot of films in that festival growing up. The Asbury Park area is legendary for all great entertainers, from Bruce Springsteen to John Bon Jovi to the Light of Day Music Festival, and a lot of different great talent coming down. You got a great places like the Stone Pony, the Paramount Theater, the what's that famous one? Oh shit, it's right on the wall.
Well, even the boardwalk and the convention center is great down
convention
there. So
center.
many different shows I've
What the
seen
fuck
over
is the
there.
name of the bar? I talk about the bar all the Wonder Bar.
Oh, the Wonder Bar. Okay.
The Wonder Bar, and a lot of characters walking around. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to go to gsff.org, GardenStateFilmFestival.org, and check out what everybody's doing that's part of that film festival. The 2 presidents of the film festival are going to come down the basement. They're going to talk about what's going on in that film festival on the show. And
But
I'm
they
very
ain't
excited
getting the
to have
stew.
them. No, the stew is staying with us. You ain't getting the stew either. You had enough.
But
You gotta sing one more tune.
I also want to shout out,
Sure.
she said Garden State Film Festival, Garden State Arts Foundation. They are an amazing organization that provides shows for 55 and older Jersey residents for free. All you got to do is become a member on their website, gsaf.org. At the PNC Bank Arts Center in Homedale, I performed there quite a few times. That's where I've gotten to open for a lot, and I get to do my own shows as well. So you should check that out, because I was scheduled to do a show before the shutdown, and we are bringing that back. And I'd love to have you there, and you spend the afternoon with me. Nice breeze, some good music. Maybe Mike will come. We'll have a great time.
I don't know why I wanted to say the word brajol, but
Brajol.
brajol came to my mind. Maybe I'm
Why?
getting hungry. I don't know, but
You gotta really be in the mood for that.
I know, but I love brajol.
Do you?
Yeah, it's my
I'm
favorite
not a big
thing.
fan of the brush.
Diane don't like brajols. You're shaking her head over here.
Yeah, no.
It's a totally different reason. I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh,
Yeah, brush.
You don't need to offer girl brajol.
you don't have for a girl. Hey, would you like a little brajol?
Yeah.
Come on, the meat is nice and thin. Listen, we got to get going. We had a lot of fun. Quick shout out to one of my sponsors. If you're going to drink coffee in the morning or in the afternoon or late at night, I suggest you get Bada Bean Coffee by going to badabeancoffee.com, and they spell coffee the right way. CAWFEE Coffee. Badabeancoffee.com. Use promo code Marino. Get yourself 15% off. I want to thank our producer out in Los Angeles, Tatiana Blue Show.
Thank you for being so awesome in the process.
She's amazing,
Tatiana.
isn't she?
Yes, absolutely.
She's the greatest producer. She not only produces Live from My Mother's Basement, but she's the producer, and I'm going to have to say creator of the Not So Late Show of Mike Marino, the last Sunday of every month at 7 o'clock. So tune in. All the information is at MikeMarino.net, and I'm still trying to get 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So go to YouTube/Mike Marino Live, and all my social media is at Mike Marino Live.
Come on, press the button.
Hit
What's
the
so wrong?
fucking button, you stupids. We had a lot of fun in the basement tonight. We got to get going. Remember, let's make America Italian again. You know my motto. You don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, you don't say nothing. And how do I end every single one of my broadcasts? By always saying the same thing. Don't take no shit from nobody.
I know.
You ready?
That's it.
Don't take no shit from nobody. Good night.
Thanks for having me. Help you.
I think it went off.
And now.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.